The Vietnamese are crazy about coffee, and it's not a fad. Coffee has been an important part of the lifestyle here for over 100 years. You'll see cafes and people lounging around inside of them throughout Vietnam. And it's not just about drinking and tasting the stuff. It's also about the experience. Well, the coffee has just arrived, but I'm not actually ready to drink it quite yet because the water is in the top of the filter and it's dripping down very slowly. Right now, the top of this is sort of a mixture of water and very moist grounds. And of course, that slow drip gives the coffee a smoother, richer flavor, purportedly. But that's not just the only reason that they do it. It's also part of the sort of cafe experience or coffee experience in Vietnam. Normally, when you come to a cafe like this, you don't just rush into your coffee, gulp it down, and take off. You actually spend your time, basically spending time. It's your sort of recreational time. You're not in any rush. So part of the experience is just sitting here, watching your coffee slowly drip and talking to your friends. Eventually, of course, it all drips down to the bottom, and then you can begin actually drinking the coffee and talking to your friends. And that's the sort of whole experience. You might spend half an hour to an hour doing that. So how does it taste? Well, it's very rich, condensed milk, relatively low amount of water, slowly dripped. It's very rich and very savory. Coffee flavor with some Robusta beans. It's kind of like drinking like a Bailey's liqueur, but without the liqueur and without the chocolate. It's like a very rich liqueur without the sort of alcohol content. And it's something that you don't gulp, you savor it, you sip it, and you take your time. Right now I'm at one of my favorite places to go for a coffee in Saigon. It's the Highlands. It's actually in a branch of Highlands. Highlands is kind of like Vietnam's equivalent to Starbucks. I started noticing these shops from about 10 or 15 years ago. But of course I prefer them a lot more than Starbucks because it's got the great Vietnamese coffee. And this is one of my favorite branches. This is directly behind the Saigon Opera House, which is one of the city's most famous landmarks, right in the middle of the town. It's very noisy here. You don't come here for the tranquility, that's for sure. There's a construction site next door, and that's actually encroached on some of the terrace here. So this coffee shop, unfortunately, is quite a bit smaller than it used to be in the old days. On top of that, there is music coming through the can speaker for no reason whatsoever. And of course, there's the chatter of the noisy and busy customers of the shop. It all makes for a great ambience. Goes along with great Highlands Vietnamese coffee. Good.